let's talk about the last way we can move towards a chord. We can create tension to end up moving towards a chord. And it's called the 2-5 progression. Okay? So, in the key of C major, because why will we ever explain things in a different key than C major? We got C major 7th, and now G7 is our dominant that helps us move to the tonic. It creates a tension that wants to resolve towards the tonic. However, if I'm writing a chord progression and I want to end up at C major, I'm gonna repeat this thing. I put G7 here. Maybe I want more to be going on than just C major 7 and G7. Although we could do that. We could opt for this, but maybe we want a bit more color and something a bit more interesting. Now, the most basic fundamental answer we've had in music so far is to put the subdominant in between, the subdominant. In classical music, we would commonly use the 4 chord. Well, ever since the invention of jazz, we commonly use the 2 chord, meaning the minor 7, which works just as well because F major 7 and D minor 7 share a lot of the same notes. They share 3 of the 4 notes in the chord, right? So the way the separate voices want to move is very similar. So this is a 2-5-1 progression. Not yet what we're looking for, because this is just the 2 chord of the scale and the 5 chord of the key and the 5 chord of the key. What we are interested in is what if I want to move to, say, the 4, to F major 7, and I want to use something a bit more interesting to get there. Well, we could use not just a secondary dominant, but we could put the relative 2 in front of it as well, when that's relative to our target chord. So in the key of F, we would have a C7. And in the key of F, we would have G minor 7 here. G minor 7 does not fit into the key of C, just like C7 doesn't fit into the key of C. They're just ways to create the amount of color and the amount of tension that's leading up to our target chord and to create a bigger journey to our target chord. Okay? This is fundamental in jazz music. You cannot play jazz without this. Well, there's styles of jazz that there's like modal music and atonal music and stuff that wants to that uses different kinds of constructions, but generally, if you want to get started in jazz, this is where it's at, the 2-5. If you go to a major chord, whether that's 4 or 5 or 1, you will always get a minor on the 2. However, if you go to a minor chord, the secondary dominant is still the secondary dominant, but the 2 in a minor key is half diminished. So that's why in jazz music we use the Locrian scale a lot more. Locrian can be played on this one because Locrian fits with half diminished chords. So this is how the 2-5 works, but we are not done yet because the 2-5 is a secondary dominant with an extra chord in front of it. But we can replace secondary dominants, can we? We could also use let's call this G minor 7 C7. We could use a 2 and then a tritone sub. We've learned that one. That will be G minor 7 going to G flat 7, going to F something. Everything here is going to F. Let's call it major 7. Okay? We could also use a 2 and then a dim substitution. Okay? It will be G minor 7, E diminished, or G diminished, or any diminished that's the same as E diminished. That would go to F. And if you want to get really funky, you can take the 2-5 and move the entire thing up a tritone. So we still have G flat 7 like you would have in a tritone cell. But now imagine G flat 7 is not a tritone substitution. Imagine it resolves the way you would expect it to resolve, to C flat. What would be the 2 then? Well, it would be D flat minor. Okay, so that's a normal 2-5 resolving in a weird way to F major 7. These are variations on the 2-5, and they're all used, although this is a bit more rare. And I actually think this is a bit more rare as well. These two are the most common, but you can use any of them. And to be clear, all these minor 7th chords can be replaced by half diminished chords, whether we want to create a tension that wants to resolve to a minor chord or a tension that wants to resolve to a major chord. And I'm very specific about that wording, that wants to resolve. Now, I personally think it's beautiful, gorgeous, to play a 2-5 that wants to go to a minor chord and then go to a major 7th chord. It's a very sweet and romantic surprise. Let me just play it real quick for you guys. Okay, maybe not the most subtle execution, but I love the sound. So, this is how 2-5s work. Go and have fun.